What's up YouTube, it's GroudonEmpire, and today I am here with a new special kind of video for this channel. It's going to be the first time I ever do a Smogon format battle. Not only that, it is my first time to do a post-game commentary. Primarily because I didn't record it live, but yeah. It's special because it's versus none other than the one and only ShadyPenguinn. If you don't know who ShadyPenguinn is, he does amazing entertaining videos. And you can find him at ShadyPenguinn with 2 N's on YouTube. And he also does Twitch, and you can follow him on Twitter and all that nice stuff. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and subscribe to me and all that nice stuff as well. But anyway, so to the game. So when I see, oh yeah, and before anyone asks, before anyone's confused, obviously ShadyPenguinn is going to be Shady, and I'm going to be the other one. I played him with my X version, which is not Japanese region, which is what my capture card 3DS is. So that's why it was like that. So I'm Malevolence and he's Shady. If you guys check the about section of the channel, you probably check the picture which shows you me at the top of the channel leaderboard as Malevolence. But anyway, so back on topic. So Shady, I see Shady's team. I see an Ampharos. I see all those Pokemon that we see on screen right now. I myself brought an Aggron, a Mega Aggron, mind you. An Armaldo, a Milotic, a Roserade. Those 4 Pokemon in their own right. Right away, you can tell I probably was missing Hoenn, Ruby and Sapphire. Anyway, yeah. So I have a Porygon 2 and I have an Escavalier. Now, it's not supposed to be an Escavalier. It's actually supposed to be a Mienshao. But I don't, like, it was actually, originally it was a Heracross. But Heracross became OU since the Aegis ban, so then I had to find a replacement. The replacement I found was going to be Mienshao. I don't have a Mienshao in game. So while I need a fighting type, I didn't have a fighting type for UU on my thing. So I decided I'll just go with the knockoff user instead. Because Mienshao, I mean, there's no substitute for Heracross. But if anything, Mienshao hits super hard, but Mienshao is also a knockoff user. I don't have a knockoff user, and the Blade is a problem. Not that I knew he was going to bring the Blade. Hell, he had 2 Eviolite users, but yeah, the Blade is a problem. Not so much for my team because I have Milotic, but I mean, you still need like a way to kill it, right? Alright, so when I see his team, I see that rotom-h is going to annihilate my team. It can do so much, it can do so many things to my team. It can overheat the Aggron, it can thunderbolt the Milotic, it can overheat the Escavalier, it can overheat the Roserade. My Porygon 2 is walled, and if it's Choice Scarf, which most rotom-hs are, it has the threat of actually tricking me a Choice Scarf, and also getting rid of my Eviolite. So that's huge. And also, I'm Bolt Beam, Thunder Wave, and Recover, so I don't have a way to actually do damage to rotom-h really nicely. And Armaldo, if this thing is actually not Choice and it has Will-O-Wisp, Armaldo's gone, and I need Armaldo for the Golbat, and I need it for the Ampharos and Hydreigon, so I need Armaldo to not be burned. So that's why I start off with Aggron. Now I'm going to start the game, and we're going to see what he leads with. I thought he was going to lead with rotom-h, and as you'll see, he actually does end up bringing the overheat. Did I say over here? The rotom-h. Now here's the problem. I should have not Mega Evolved here. You see I Mega Evolved? I Mega Evolved, but I was not supposed to Mega Evolve because Steel and Rock does not, you know, it's not weak to Overheat. But anyway, I messed up over there and he uses Overheat, which I survive because I'm EV'd enough to actually survive it. So yeah, that's awesome. So I set up the Stealth Rocks. This turn, I predicted him to go out, so I went into my own Armaldo because I thought he was going to go into his Golbat to defog the rocks. And I was correct in my prediction. Now, I could have just Dragon-tailed, but Aggron has such low health, I might as well use him for Switch Initiative, like as fodder. So I go into my Assault Vest Armaldo. I'm just going to Stone Edge this thing. And now Stone Edge can miss, so that's a problem, but hey, you know, 125 base attack, max attack, let's see what happens. So that does a good amount of damage, but it doesn't kill. Now this turn, I should have predicted, well, I predicted the Roost, but I forgot that I can use Earthquake on it, so I used Stone Edge. and I forgot completely about Roost getting rid of Flying type. Otherwise, I would have used Earthquake because I wanted to kill this thing. Now this turn, I just leave because I don't want to get, you know, PP stalled or anything. And I go into Escavalier because it is a knockoff user, and Golbat is not going to carry Brave Birds. If it was a Crobat, I could understand, but Golbat's not going to use it. Because otherwise you just use a Crobat, you know, like it's not. So Escavalier, he uses Super Fang instead of Roost. It's fine because I'm going to use knockoff on whatever he's going to do. He sacks him off. Yeah, if you're going to use Golbat, you're going to use a Toxic, Super Fang, Defog, and Roost set. Because I don't know, like it's unless you're using playing in a lower tier. But in UU, if you're not using Crobat, that's the only reason I would say you would use Golbat. And I think that's the set that he runs as well. So anyways, I decide to switch into this thing as setup fodder. Again, I don't want Escavalier to go down just yet, but he might be just as useless as this thing at this point, but hey, you never know. So I decide to do that once I see this thing because I'm afraid of Fire Move. Now he might be Choice Scarved. He might be Choice, yeah, so he's not Choiced. I thought he was going to be Choiced, but it's fine. It's fine. I never figured out what his item was. So yeah, that's why I went into this guy. Now he used this guy, and I used Toxic. I predicted a switch into something, and then I just wanted to use the Toxic on anything that came in, because I didn't want to just Ice Punch the wrong, Ice Beam like the wrong Pokemon. Like what's that? Yeah. I just decided the Toxic, whatever. And then he uses Agility as I switched into Armaldo, because Armaldo is Assault Vest and it's bulky. It is very bulky. It can take what this Ampharos wants to throw at it. Now this turn, because Earthquake does not one-hit KO, I decided to use Stone Edge instead. Is that risky? Yeah, it is, because it's only 80% accurate. But hey, you never know. It's 80%, which is most of the time, so you're still nothing wrong with going for it. It's just versus Earthquake, you'd be, you know. So this turn, I actually don't predict him to go into Aegislash. To mini Aegislash, the Blade, I actually decide to Earthquake and kill off the Ampharos. But he thought maybe I don't have Earthquake, and maybe that's why he went into this guy. Not that it did too much damage, but yeah. So that was a pretty sick move on my part. But then so now he starts going for attacks. Now I don't go into my Porygon 2 because I don't have a way to actually attack mini Aegislash. Well, I do, but it's not. It's Eviolite, so I'm not going to do that much damage. I predict him to go back into Ampharos, and I use the Ice Beam. He understands that, and he doesn't go into that Pokemon. Now this turn, I'm going to just use Scald until, I don't know, this guy gets burned. Not burned, but I'm just going to use Scald and just see what happens. So this happens, and he uses another Sword Stance. I'm actually surprised. He should have went for an attack. He was probably flustered and couldn't concentrate properly. Now this turn is when I go into Porygon 2, because Porygon 2 can kill it off with anything at this point, and it walls Shadow Sneak, which is the only thing he would do, because otherwise he's just going to die in vain, and why would you want a +4 thing to go in vain? But at the end it is all for naught, as I watched the archive later, and that's what they said. It was hilarious. It was very hilarious. I'm going to link the Twitch archive in the description as well. So now this guy, I am afraid of this guy. I'm going to predict a Trick and go into Milotic. It's risky if he doesn't have Trick, but alright, so I was bang on. Now I have the choice item. Alright, okay, so now I have the choice Scarf, and now I can just Scald and Ice Beam whatever I want. Now, I do fear this thing, the Feraligatr, but I can Scald it and burn it eventually, so I don't have to worry. If he's Lumberry, I just have to keep on trying to burn. If he's something else, we'll see what item he has right now. Well, not right now because I'm faster. He gets burned. We all know, if you watch my series stuff, this thing has a over like 60% chance of actually burning, even though it only says 30%. More accurate, yeah. Alright, so he uses Dragon Dance, he gets burned, so that stinks for him. But hey, I mean, I am using Scald, so that's to be expected. Now he uses Earthquake. I just go out because I don't have Recover on me, so I'll just go out to Porygon 2, who can Recover all day, and I can use Thunderbolt. But you know what? Instead of doing that, I just opt to use Recover, because he's gonna do a lot of damage to me because he has Life Orb, Recoil, and Burn. So I might as well just use Recover. Now he can get Flinch crit, so that's crit Flinch. That would be disastrous, but it would be all right, you know. I mean, there's quite a good chance for any of those two things happening. But I mean, I can't. Well, what can you do if that happens, right? You can't really do anything if you get Flinch crit. Anyways, this turn I decide to go into my Milotic because I predict a Waterfall, and because of that, I can take minimal damage from the Waterfall. I don't have to worry about Porygon 2 losing health or getting Flinch critted. If my Milotic gets crit, that would be fine. Now, this Gator goes down. That's really nice for us. Not really sure how many Pokemon are left on his side. So now he has an Ampharos. I think he has an Ampharos, rotom-h, and like the Dragon. So I just go out because I'm Choice Scarf locked into like Scald. So I go into Roserade. He's gonna use Thunderbolt. Roserade is max special defensive, max HP, calm nature with hidden power fire. Now I don't have Giga Drain on this guy. It would have been nice, but I just run Energy Ball just because. Just because, you know. So I don't really predict anything. I just go for a Sludge Bomb, you know. If I did predict the switch, I would have just used Spikes. Cause he could have used like anything, right? So now he uses U-turn. He could have just used Flamethrower and done damage. I wouldn't have killed, but I mean, damage is damage, right? But he didn't. He got that instead. So I used Spikes that turn because I wanted this Hugs to go down. Now I know he has 3 Pokemon left: the Ampharos, the Dragon, and the rotom-h. Rotom-h is an issue, so I need to. If I can get its special attack dropped, that's my win condition. Anyway, so I use Sludge Bomb. This guy gets poisoned. Poison really doesn't matter because, you know. Anyway, so yeah, that happens. Dragon Pulse does all right. I am max special defensive, but this is a Mega Ampharos, so that's gigantic firepower right there. Mega Ampharos goes down, that majestic looking beast, and now we have this thing. I cannot figure out this guy's item, but from that Sludge Bomb damage, I seriously think it's probably Assault Vested. I don't see any, like, there's no recoil, like, there's no Life Orb recoil, and judging from that damage, I don't even think he's, like, EV'd in special attack. That's crazy. Like, seriously, from that damage, I am pretty sure he is not. In fact, I did a calc after this game, figured out that he wasn't max special attack. And that matters a lot here. Now, this turn, now, keep in mind, I have Battle Armor and Armaldo, so you can't crit me, but you can flinch me, so that's disastrous. But it only did 45 damage, so I should be able to survive even a Dragon Pulse, because it's only going to do around 49. And it did even lower, but even if it got a higher thing, it would only do, and I had X Scissors, so I have 1-hit KO, but it would not, at this moment, I just opt for just sacking this guy off. But yeah, back on the Hydreigon turn, if he actually had special attack investment, that would have killed if he got the flinch first turn, but he doesn't have special attack investment. Either he used the wrong Hydreigon, or that's just his idea of using that's just his unique set. Now, he missed the overheat. It doesn't really matter at the end of the game because I do have a choice Milotic. That's why I brought this Roserade in, because I want the Roserade to just get this thing special attack dropped. But yeah, the game kicks Shady in the nuts. That's unfortunate, but it's whatever. You know, I could have came in and scalded my way to victory without that Sludge Bomb damage anyway. So I think this is a good game to my opponent, ShadyPenguinn. This was a very exciting game. And for anyone wondering, maybe I was cheating by watching his stuff on stream. I was not watching his stuff on stream as I was playing the game. I actually had the entire thing off because my internet would have, because I was actually having internet problems versus my like I was first called and then I couldn't connect. My internet was, so I had to they were very nice, so I thanked them a lot. I thanked the Shady Lady a lot for the opportunity to actually, you know, battle, because every other host, or just every other time I'm on the channel, no one has ever picked me. But that was the first time the Shady Lady premiered on the stream, and she picked me. So I am so glad, and I am so thankful for the opportunity. Good game, ShadyPenguinn, if you're watching this. And Shady Lady is a very nice host as well, definitely. And what else do I have to say? Yeah, so for anyone wondering, I probably cheated. No, I did not cheat. Did not know his Pokemon. If I did not know he was going to bring these Pokemon. I am familiar with Real Bulk, but every other Pokemon I was not familiar with. Well, unless it was a typical set prediction. But yeah, the real Bulk is the only Pokemon I knew complete inside and out. That's because the Real Bulk has been used a long time ago, but everyone else was all up to standardized predictions and whatnot. And yeah, I know he played a bunch of games before the actual stream, but I really don't have the I just want to tell you guys I did not cheat. Right? That's sportsmanship. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you like this episode, click that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're interested in what the rest of the channel has. And if you're interested in a Smogon tier battle with me and you want to be featured on the channel, just leave a comment and whatever. I'll just respond to the comments saying what I can do, what I can't. Primarily because I actually need the Pokemon on my team first before I can do anything. Because I don't really have a lot of Smogon tier Pokemon in my games. But yeah, so this is GroudonEmpire. Peace out.